we are going to read a story about a prairie dog. And of course, this timed out, so let me just pull it back up. Thank you for waiting nicely. Oops, there we go. Okay, sorry, my computer logged me out of it because it was up for too long. So today we are going to read a narrative nonfiction. So let's listen to what that means.
Narrative nonfiction. A prairie guard dog is narrative nonfiction. A narrative nonfiction tells about living things, people, or events, is told by a narrator, and follows a sequence.
Okay, so we're going to learn about some living things, people, or events. And today we're going to learn about a living animal. And it's told by a narrator, and it's going to be going in order. There's going to be a sequence or an order. Okay, so that was on page 140. But we are going to start, and Mrs. Murphy's going to flip it back. We're going to go back to just one second here. Yep, I'm going to get mine back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, a prairie guard dog, and here's our inquiry question.
Essential question. What are features of different animal habitats? Read to learn about the place a prairie dog calls home.
All right, and then we're going to look, how do animals survive? So we're going to think, how do these prairie dogs survive? How do they adapt to survive? Now I have a list of people that didn't get a chance to read last week. So these people will get to go first. Elliot and Tyson, and Brooklyn, and Charlotte, and Wyatt, and John, and Libby, and Ellie S., and then Rain can also go, okay? I'm going to start, then we're going to popcorn someone. So Rain, that means I'm going to read 3 sentences, I'm going to look for 3 periods, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to pick a friend that Mrs. Murphy said, okay? All right, I'm going to start on the top of 135, follow along with your finger or your pencil. And when you read, remember, you can take your mask down and you use a big teacher voice, okay? I'm on a journey. My trip is to a prairie. It is in the outdoor world called nature. Popcorn Tyson.
I know this one.
This is 135.
Many animals live in the
Prairie.
habitat. This place has where prairie dogs need to survive. A prairie has a lot of grass, but
Few.
few trees.
Okay, stop there. So a prairie has a lot of grass, but few trees. Now where we live, we don't live in a prairie because you can see there's quite a few trees. We do have grass, but we also have lots of fields. But if you drive to the state to the west of us, South Dakota, in the middle of the state and to the west of South Dakota, that is a prairie, and you will see these prairie dogs there because when you drive through South Dakota, you'll see like no trees at all. And all you'll see is just grasses and grasses. Okay, Tyson, popcorn and friend, keep reading. We're on the word without. Tyson, pick a friend that Mrs. Murphy said.
Rain.
Rain. Really loud, Rain.
Rain, you can pull your mask down.
Rain, pull down your mask and talk in a big teacher voice.
Yeah.
Without places to hide, a prairie can be dangerous for some animals.
Good job, Rain. Now, without places to hide, a prairie can be dangerous because all there is grass. There's no trees, just grasses. So, let's read good morning. Rain, you can read 2 sentences because you read one up here, okay? Read 2 sentences down here, okay? Really loud, Ray.
It is early in the morning. First I see a prairie dog. I name him Pete. He peeks his head out of his
Burrow.
underground.
Good, stop there. So his burrow is underground. That's where he lives, right? Good job. Okay, Rain, can you pick a friend that hasn't read yet that I said earlier? If I call your name, raise your hand. What's that? Libby. Yep, you pick Libby. Okay, Libby, go ahead. We're on the word
Underground.
he. After the word underground, he. He calls loudly. Kind of yip, 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 yip. Safe. For. Soon for prairie dog. Good job. So when he's yipping, what is he doing? He's calling them and telling them what? It might be safe. He might be telling them that there's what? Danger. Yeah, it's dangerous. Or in this case, he's saying it's safe. It's safe to come out.
There's another thing to read.
Yep. Prairie dogs build underground burrows to keep themselves safe from predators. So if they can go underground, they will be safe from predators. Okay, flip to the next page. And Libby, will you pick a friend to read about Pete? And if you haven't read, so L.E.A., Brooklyn, Wyatt, John, Elias, raise your hand. Brooklyn, can you read about Pete really loud, Brooklyn?
Pete is the guardian and
He's the guard. The guard.
God, and he is
Remember that word from this morning? Rest.
Restless.
Good job. He's restless.
He cannot rest because he is always looking around for danger.
Okay, one more sentence, Brooklyn.
This always
Allows.
the other prairie dogs to safe, munch on grass and seeds.
Okay, so what is Pete? What is his job? Brooklyn?
He is a guardian.
It's okay.
He is a guardian.
He's the guard. He's in charge of guarding. While the prairie dogs are munching on grasses and seeds and getting food, he's guarding. He's on the lookout. He's always making sure that it's safe. And if it's not safe, he's going to send out that yip or that signal to get safely to danger. Safely to danger. Okay.
It's like, yes.
It looks, yeah. Brooklyn, will you come for her friend to keep reading that hasn't read?
Popcorn.
Johnny.
John, can you start with Dave?
But it can also room.
Room. Brooklyn, he's reading that too.
Working on other fellows.
Each other. Oh, did you already read that, John?
Yes.
Can you read it one more time? Mrs. Murphy totally missed that because I think I was reading about a few other friends. Can you read that one more time?
Each other working on each other burrows.
Okay, so they can also groom each other or work on their burrow. So they'll say yip, they'll say yap, and sometimes they say yap too.
They have 11. They can do 11 different stuff.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Prairie dogs can make 11 different sounds to communicate with each other. So Raylan, you must read the caption of that picture. So they can make 11 different ones. When I go to South Dakota, because out in the Blackfields, my husband and I have a vacation house and we go out there all the time. We stop at this place, it's a gas station, and we let our dogs out to go to the bathroom. And there's prairie dogs everywhere, and they pop out. And some of the sounds we hear are yipping and yapping, but they also will whistle. And my little French bulldog is just afraid of them because all he can see is these little prairie dogs, and they're just warning each other. They just keep whistling because they see our dog, and they get a little scared. So that's another sound they can make is whistling. All right, John, would you read a scare? Okay, listen, guys.
Oh, no. God.
What's his name? Sound it out.
Pete.
Yep. We have this word. Up. Eyes. Large. Badger. Okay, pop for a friend, John. You've read 3 sentences.
You're the only one that haven't read.
There is L-E-A, L-E-S, Wyatt. L-E-S, would you keep reading? Ellie, pull down your mask and start with when. Oh, Ellie, pull down your mask, honey, so we can hear
When
you.
he sees it, he gives a loud bark. Yap, yap. His family recognizes the warning. Some hide in tall grasses and some jump into the burrow.
Good job. Read one more sentence, Ellie, then I'll have you popcorn.
The badger runs at Pete, but the watchful guard is able to escape into the burrow.
Good job. All right, Ellie, pick. We have L-E-A or Wyatt. Oh, Wyatt, take down. Start over, Wyatt. Really loud. Teacher voice.
The badger runs at Pete, but the watchful guard is able to escape into the burrow. I am glad he is able to get away from the danger.
Good job. Wyatt, read one more sentence.
After a few minutes, Pete peeks his head out again, and then he is back on the job.
Good job. So look over here at the caption of the picture. It says badgers live on prairies
What is that?
and hunt prairie dogs. So this is a badger. This is what a badger looks
Yeah,
like.
got taller. Got tall.
Yeah.
I've seen a badger before.
Okay. Turn the page. Okay, this is break time, and actually this is every year my second graders love this page because they get to learn what prairie dogs do and how they live underground. So break time. Wyatt, would you popcorn? I think L-E-A.
The sun gets higher, and it is hot now. The prairie dog steps into her deep barrel. Where is the colder, even in tunnel? The hot
Like hallways.
lead to different areas.
Okay, stop there. So they have tunnels. So think of our hallways at school. When we walk down the hall, we're going from like room to room.
Areas.
Like when we walk down the hall, we might go to the lunchroom, or we might go to music, or we might go to the gym.
So we have areas. to go.
They also have tunnels that go to these different areas. Now let's learn what the different areas are.
And you can see those
Okay.
holes back there too.
All right, I'm gonna have Charlotte read because she hasn't read yet. And so, Charlotte, let's start with there is. Really loud, Charlotte.
There is a
Room
room
used
used
like
like a
bathroom.
bathroom. The
Prairie
Prairie
dogs.
dog.
Tyson, no, thank you. Follow on. Cover
Covered. Use
up
up.
roots and seeds in
In
one room.
room.
So one room is their bathroom. You guys look there?
Yep.
Where
are you?
Okay.
At first, where are you?
It says there's a sleeping room. There's a room like a bathroom.
Oh, found it.
And then there's a room where the prairie dogs cover up roots and seeds.
I think it's right
Okay. At the bottom it says later.
Basically, like right there.
Yep, we're right here, honey. I was just Yep, we're right here. I'm gonna read that.
Okay.
I was gonna show you, but you didn't even give me a chance to. Later, they eat the buried food there. So why would they maybe do that later? Raylan, why would they maybe eat the food later? Save it, yep, for maybe the long cold winter. Okay, everybody's had a chance to read. So Mrs. Murphy, just to save on time, I'm going to press this and it's going to read it to us, but I want you following along. It's called the second shift, okay?
Second shift. I keep watching the burrow. Finally, the sun begins to set and a different prairie dog peeks its head out. I name him Gary. Pete must be off duty. Yep, Gary calls. The other prairie dogs come back out. The prairie dogs eat and play until the moon is high in the sky. Then they go to sleep in their burrows. I wonder if Pete will be back on duty. I will see in the morning. Prairie dog facts. Size, 12 to 15 inches tall. Weight, 2 to 4 pounds. Habitat, short and medium grass desert prairies. Food, roots, seeds, leaves of plants, grasses. Shelter, underground burrows with many rooms. Predators, coyotes, bobcats, badgers, foxes, weasels.
All right, so what do they mean by the second shift? So the first shift, Pete was on duty. He was the guard dog. But there's 24 hours in a day, and he can only work maybe 10 to 12 hours. Then whose turn is it, Tyson?
I forgot the name.
His name, Gary. So
Yeah.
Gary is the next guard dog. So then Gary comes on, and then Pete goes to bed, goes to sleep. So they take turns watching and guarding their group of prairie dogs, okay? So they want to live in a group because they can warn and help each other. Do they want to live by themselves? No.
All
No.
of them would be dead.
Right. So that is one adaptation, is that they want to live in groups or packs because they can keep them safe. Yep. Good job. Okay, we're going to stop and we're going to do our vocabulary page that goes with this.